So, Nathalie St-Amant.
Ooh, what a name.
I know. What an artist. What a person. And we are having a show coming up called Translation in mid-September, September 15th. So I hope
16th
everybody,
is the
September
opening.
16th is the opening.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you for being so on the ball. So I have a few questions to ask you. One is you've been drawn to painting the West Coast since your early 20s, right? There's something that pulls you in, something that intrigues you and leaves you ever hungry for more. Am I right? So can you tell us, what is that relationship and that love?
Did I ask you to ask me this question? My God, what a hard one. Put words into that. I'm sure I'll be able to do it. Wow. Well, first thing, old growth forest and ocean, wide open ocean. Old growth forest that meets the wild open ocean, and the energy that produces, and it's so big and it's so powerful, and I think it matches my energy too. I'm a very intense person, and I would add that the old growth forest over there and the area has shaped my life. I would say since my 20s, I needed to kind of transition from the way I was raised to something there, and I feel like I entered another sphere completely.
Well, the energy is incredible. I mean, you can see it in Nathalie's paintings. It's vibrating and intense. So I can see that there's an amazing relationship happening for sure. And do you find it different than when you're painting here on the island of Salt Spring? Is it a very different experience?
Very different, yeah.
So what would you say are your main influences artistically?
Hope that's okay for Josephine Fletcher.
I'm sure she'd be very honored.
Well, yeah. But yeah, Josephine actually some people know her from Salt Spring. She's from Hornby, and just in my 20s, I would see her go like rock climb by the ocean, the wild open ocean with huge canvases, and then she'd come back. Her dog, or white dog, was full of colors, and then I would see what she painted, and her language is what is the main. I mean, she's an amazing interpreter too, but like that's what captivated me. It was like, wow, what is she doing? And so yeah, and other influences is Group of Seven, obviously. I think it's obvious. And Van Gogh a little less, but Van Gogh's in there, and Emily Carr. And Michael Wright. There, basically, we do plein air painting, which is on site. It's very fast, and it's thick application, and get out of the way. Just want the subconscious to capture what's there, so that to capture that one movement, that one energy that goes through everything. If you kind of start doing a tree and a rocks, I'm done, so it's like, keep that flow, because it's that dense. It's not the doing, it's more being nature, as I think.
It's so exciting. I find the exciting part too is I'm noticed or have seen so much that there isn't any individual elements. Really, it's all one voice, right?
Yeah.
And so you're trying essentially to get out of your mind and just claim or to record that one voice that's out there, and that is constantly changing, as you say. Wow, amazing. Especially when you're translating, with a show translation, and how do you go about this?
Okay. I love the title because I loved what you said before. It's the Earth's intelligence. It's like a very intelligent being that we are part of. So I'm the Earth, you're the Earth. We're all part of that energy and in a relationship with each other. in a very intelligent way. This energy that takes over me, and it's very emotional. I cry often, or I get ecstatic, or so I find that my emotion has a chance to see herself in nature. So like rugged, like I can almost feel the roar of a cougar, and I can express that. My emotional body is part of what the earth story has to say. And so it's like Van Gogh said, you first you kind of copy nature, and then it's you and the palette, and nature agrees. So I'm going towards more and more that, where there's so much history in one landscape. There's so much. I mean, it's kind of an excavating of that history, but in a very intuitive and emotional way at the same time. So yeah.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you. That's so gorgeous. Such a gorgeous thing to be doing. So yeah, I have a couple more questions. Like, do you have a vision or a feeling of where your art is leading you in the next steps?
The next steps. All encompassing. I feel like shape, light, and shadow, and the relationship between the shapes and the colors placed next to each other will become more important than what I'm painting. And I think that can become hyper realistic, going away from realism, and just being with the romance with those shapes and those colors, and will become more efficient actually in sharing the stories.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah. So talk a little bit about artist block. Or your challenges, in anything around that, because I think that's something that's pretty common to a lot of artists. Yes, and you might.
There's a distance to travel, and Van Gogh talks about the big trauma of the white page. I'm totally paraphrasing. I don't remember how he called it, like the white page syndrome, a certain thing. And I figured it out today.
Well, then, this is very timely. Glad I asked.
Yeah. Well, there's a distance to travel between the everyday life brain, which rules the world, and this brain is, practical, and is calculative, categorizes, judges. That brain is more prevalent. And I think it's like it seems like right there, but the other brain seems like more in the back, like the subconscious, like creative brain is another thing. And I have to travel the distance from that brain to the other one, to the creative one, and so I gotta trick that brain. Just gotta find a way to trick it, and the way I found to trick it is to just go and just hang out with my tubes, and just be there and hold the tubes and start cleaning, and just cleaning the brushes, hold the brushes. And as soon as I start being with the actual tools, and suddenly the bridge is being made, and then I'll just fall and ease gracefully into that world. But for me, the main part that I know I've gotten there is when I actually grab paint and I put it on the canvas with a brush. And when that contact is made, and I'm sure it's something similar with musicians, like, once you do your first note or whatever, it's like the first, it's just like suddenly I can't stop painting. But just before, it could have been 5 minutes before, I'm like, I don't paint. I don't know. I have to finish this. Like, I can't do it, and that's the left brain. That would be it.
Wow. Perfect. That's great. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, looking forward to this show, and we have very different styles, but I think we both have a great reverence for the earth and for what we're doing and trying to translate. So see you then, I hope. Lots of people coming to our opening again the 16th of September. And the show will run till October 5th, I think is what it was. So
great.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.